Welcome, beautiful souls, to another episode of the Spiritual Catalyst podcast, where we talk about all things weird and woo. I am your host, Sarah Lyons, the founder of newearthschool.com.au, and today we have the beautiful Jia with us to talk about decoding the matrix of limitations. I just want to tell you a little bit about Jia because she is a fascinating human being and soul. Oh, so many things all in one. Jia is a clear channel for Mother Agua, and with a passion that resonates through every word, Jia is dedicated to guiding humanity toward awakening to the hidden codes of the matrix, specifically the constraints that keep us playing small. In the world of spiritual insight, Jia stands out as a beacon of enlightenment, utilizing a unique ability to activate golden grids and reconnect individuals to the abundant flow of prosperity. Jia's mission goes beyond mere awakening. It involves revitalizing the original golden coding embedded within each person. She brings a transformative energy, inviting listeners to explore the realms of possibilities beyond self-imposed limits, teaching humanity the true meaning of opulence. So Jia, welcome, welcome, welcome. I cannot wait to talk about your beautiful topic today.
Yes, thank you so much, Sarah. And thank you for introducing me. I'm also very, very excited. This topic has, I think, haunted me ever since I was a little girl.
Wow.
Yes, because as you know, as a child, you're even more connected. And I remember looking up at my adult parents and my older siblings and thinking, what are they doing? What are they doing? Why are they running around in the same circle everywhere we go? Why are they still talking about the same thing they were talking about 7 days ago? And I've just been questioning and questioning and questioning. And that's led me to become the spiritual leader and the spiritual, I would say, awakened being I am today, because I never really understood why people felt okay playing small and repeating things constantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So I feel like the coding, the matrix coding, even though I was very matrixy before I woke up, of course I participated in it. I had like a 9 to 5 job, I did odd jobs. I was really well enveloped in the matrix world, but it still never made sense to me because going back into being a full on, sleepy person in the matrix, it felt very heavy and it felt very miserable.
Yeah.
And that's really led me to my awakening and helping others awaken and basically free them from their suffering and misery that they are constantly looping themselves in by staying and consenting to the coding of the matrix.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. I so love that this is what you're about and this is what we're talking about, decoding the matrix of limitations. Some people listening will be like, yes, oh my God, yes.
Mhm.
And they may be currently breaking free from this. And some may be thinking, okay, cool. How do I? And I'd love to hear what your perspective is on this.
Yes, I would love to give a very real life example where I find that people realize that they're stuck in the matrix. And that usually happens at work when they're in a 9 to 5 and they're waking up and they're basically handing over a huge chunk of their life just to retire and decompose.
Yeah.
Because that's what the matrix has fed us, right? You're supposed to work up to 60, 65, retire, and then do nothing. Then, oh, just do nothing and wait to die,
Mhm.
wait to decompose. And I feel like even for me personally, it hit me when, as an adult, I got my first full time job. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't do this another day, let alone do it until I'm like 60. And everyone around me felt the same way. All my coworkers, my friends, everyone would talk about it, how, oh, tomorrow's just going to be another day. Oh, tomorrow's going to be like the same day. It's like every day we were living the same day. And I remember internally, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to figure out a business system and I'm going to get the heck out of here, man. I'm like, I am not going to ask for holidays. I'm not going to ask for permission to go pee. I'm not going to do these silly things. I'm going to leave. And I feel like that's when it catches up, because that's when you're fully introduced to adulthood, is when you have that, bill responsibility. As soon as you turn 18, you have all these bills you need to pay. And then it hits you, oh my gosh, like I'm stuck. I don't like to pay my bills this way. I want a different avenue. And number one thing I would want to say is how you can kind of save your time and really prevent to getting to that point where like, I'm going to break because I cannot handle my reality anymore. I don't like anything around me anymore. I don't like the person I'm with. I don't like the job. What am I even doing with my friends anymore? I don't like anything. Number one thing you can do that is so, so effective, and it's the most underrated thing, I would say, is every single time you speak about your day, you need to be super mindful about the wording you're choosing.
Yeah.
So instead of going into your work every single day, or going into school, or going, to meet your partner that you feel like you're stuck in, you need to start saying, I am happy. I'm happy that everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. You need to start speaking to your body and making it comfortable with inviting change. Because what does the matrix do? The matrix has coded you to be afraid of change. Look at the weather stuff, right? Like we're in a season change right now. Like it's hardcore winter. And me being a Canadian, there's so much fear that's put out during winter time. It's actually hilarious.
Wow.
You put on the weather channel and they make it seem like the sky is going to fall on you.
Oh.
They really do a good job, and they're constantly reinforcing it. Oh, we may have a blizzard tomorrow. Don't leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's an ice storm coming. This is our prediction. Get your winter tires, salt your driveways, get your shovels ready, wear this, wear that. Like there's so much conscious put into your system. And even when you go further beyond that, as a child, soon as you enter the schooling system, they tell you you can't be different because there cannot be change in the system. This is our curriculum. This is what we're going to teach. And this is how you must behave, because this fits our picture. You can't be different because it'll change things.
Yeah.
So they have really started to code us at a very young age that change is hard, change is not normal, change is scary, and change is something you cannot invite gracefully into your life because it will shake you up. And they associate it with lack, constantly with lack, right? That goes deeper into the coding system, because if you're conforming as a child from the age 4 or 5 years old, from kindergarten, right into school, you're conforming, you're meeting deadlines, you're listening to your teachers, your parents, you're listening. When you get to the adult point where now you need to pay bills, get a job, be more independent, you have lost your discernment. 90% of the people that usually have a major awakening are like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe that used to be me. Oh my God, is that me? When they look back, because they were so coded to behave that way. They were basically, yes, there were barriers put in front of them. If you don't hand in your homework, there's a punishment. You'll be left behind. There was that fear. As an adult, oh, if you don't pay your tax and bills on time, there's a punishment, there's a fine, there's a penalty, there's jail time, there's all these hardcore fears placed on you if you don't meet someone else's expectation of you.
Yep.
So now you're a people pleaser.
Mm.
So do you see how the matrix is starting to basically really get deeper and deeper with the coding? It starts off with, oh my goodness, I don't want my classmates to laugh at me because I don't have my project ready to hand in to my teacher. My teacher's going to punish me. I'm going to, get left behind. I have to meet their expectations. I have to do this to the standard. I have to please them. And oh my goodness, did I get the highest score in the class or the lowest score? Then there's comparison.
So much. Yes.
There's so much deep coding, and all of this adds a major limitation for you to receive. Because if you're not welcoming change and you're not fluid and you've never been allowed to be fluid and use your discernment and be able to voice yourself, well, then you just take what's given. You forget that you can also claim your destiny.
Yeah.
You feel like it's not an option for you because you have to participate with all of your classmates. Otherwise, you're a failure, which is the fear related coding. You're going to get left behind, which is the lack coding. You're not, there, the comparison, the competition. There's so many limitations in that way that start to kind of energetically transfer into our relationship with ourselves, let alone romantic, let alone the one with your sibling or your parent, because you've never been fully allowed to be authentic, to be a sovereign being. So how do you be?
Mm-hmm.
And then the matrix keeps double binding you, because then it's like, oh, you were, an honor roll student. So you have these awards now. You get to go to the highest university, the college, and you get the best jobs, and then the best jobs, they pay the best. And then you have to keep pleasing your boss because you have to keep up with that income. And dare you do something else? Oh, shame now. Now we're going to all shame you. You got a law degree and you decided to be an artist. Shame on you. Someone else could have had that opportunity. You took someone else's seat. Someone else could have applied and got that position. If you wanted to be an artist, why did you waste your time? Then shaming is there. And then what happens with the shaming? We start grieving ourselves. We start mourning ourselves, even though we're well and alive and very capable of bringing our creations onto the surface. So do you see how the matrix coding is really teaching us to play small and limitations?
So small. And Gia, this reminds me of when I went to university to become a midwife. Life took its own journey once I graduated. I never actually worked as a midwife in a paid capacity, but when I came back to it, when I was in recovery through my addiction, I got my registration back, but I instantly knew that this wasn't going to be my journey. Working in a hospital where women are treated, it's like a meat processing factory. That's not midwifery to me. And I just followed that. And I feel really grateful that I didn't worry too much about what society thought going from, a university degree to a healer. But I'm thinking there will be listeners wondering, how can they leave, a soul-sucking job and go and do what they want to do and not worry too much about the rest?
Yes. So number one, you need to watch your vocabulary, as I said. How are you speaking to yourself and speaking to your situations? The second one, I think this is going to be a major theme actually for the upcoming year, let alone from decoding from the matrix, is you need, I feel like almost snapping my fingers and going, hello, attention, like sense of urgency. You need to make sure your nervous system is intact and nourished and is regulated.
Yes.
Because from all this hijacking by the matrix, you have most likely gone into a shock mode that you're not even probably in the body most times. Especially if you're going to an environment like work, school, relationship where you're not feeling any kind of joy and fulfillment in, you're definitely exiting the body. And that's hijacking your nervous system because the body wants to support you. The body is here for your commands. It wants to be the vehicle for you. And the spirit is feeling dense and heavy because it has a higher intelligence of knowing that, no, I'm not meant to be in this environment. Screw this. I'm going to buzz off. But if your nervous system is intact, you have, I think, I want to say, infinite capacity to hold yourself at the highest standards to take yourself forward. And nervous system regulation can happen through somatic healing, breath work, slowing down. It's the little things. If you're speaking, you don't have to speak at, speed 1,000. You don't have to eat your meal in 30 seconds. You can take your 20 minutes, chew slower, talk slower, move slower. Have a day where you don't do anything. Where you clear out your energetic messes. And of course, bringing in the water element. Water gives you clarity. Water gives you lots of clarity. It's also a reflection of you.
Yes.
It is a reflection of you. So if you are feeling disboggled by the work environment, school, whatever that is, you can always go near a water body or hear ocean sounds and dolphin sounds to relax your nervous system to obtain more clarity on what should be your next step.
Wow.
Yes. And also, funny thing with water is, especially ocean water, the salt water, is that it actually cancels out matrix coding in the system within 30 seconds of your body being in salt water. It alkalines you.
That's cool.
Yes, very cool. So all of these things, you can use them to support your nervous system. And they are free.
Yes, exactly.
And they're free. That's the best part, right? Because we live in an abundant world where the provider is the highest intelligence available, the source. Believe it or not, it is not your paycheck. It is not a person or a thing. It is literally the creator, and you are the creator. So you hold the power to create your wealth, your joy.
I'm really beginning to see now, this is linking up a place and space where we actually will not need physical currency because we will just be able to create that whatever we want.
Yes.
Yes, I love it.
Absolutely. And I cannot wait to start teleporting.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%. Because talking about, currency, as we know, currency is our valuable time. Definitely going to move into a digital platform where it is going to multiply, and on its own, it's going to work itself out. We don't have to worry too much about it. But what I also see happening is a lot of detachment with the children coming in the new age and the awakened souls. Lots of detachment. So if you are not attached to a certain number or outcome of an income or a wealth, $2 is a lot. Because we all know the emotions that we carry help us vibrate and signal to the universe. So digital currency will do its magic. It will multiply. It will, move forward. There'll be easy to do transactions, of course, because it will eventually become a universal income, universal currency. There will be no euros, pounds, dollars, no differences. So it'll be easier to travel.
Yeah.
Much
Yes.
easier to travel and move money around. That being said, actually, I'm just getting a download. It'd be great for everyone to study blockchain.
Hey.
It is very easy.
Okay.
It's
Interesting.
actually very easy. Yes. I
Nice.
have studied it myself as well. There's many people on YouTube, there's many platforms that talk about it. But you'll need to know when you invest in digital currency in crypto that you are doing it with a private blockchain, not the blockchain that the elites are running.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because yes, if you buy cryptocurrencies on the blockchain that they are running, they are able to dictate your money
Mm-hmm.
and keep tabs on you. But if you are doing a pirate ship, blockchain, then it is your money.
Okay.
Yes. So I highly recommend to all the listeners here to educate themselves on that, on the
Yes.
blockchain and the coding there. And like I said, it is not rocket science.
Okay.
It's very simple. You just have to understand the differences. So when you go to purchase your cryptocurrency, you can just pull up and go, okay, what blockchain is running this? And you'll know. That's all.
Cool. Interesting.
Yes. It's really funny how that came up.
That's cool. That's good. That's a really good, call to action for all of us actually to take responsibility for our educating. We don't have to sit back in I don't know, which I did for a long time around, the stock market and things like that. But I've realized actually I can learn these things. So
Yeah.
blockchain is definitely now on my list of things to learn.
Absolutely, 100%. And also what I find is that's actually the another anchor that the matrix has in us, right? Is the money.
Mm-hmm.
Is the money. And they do a great job by giving us an hourly rate they pay us in,
Mm-hmm.
by giving us a yearly or monthly salary, because, oh, that's your limitation. That's your cap. You can't earn more than this, but you
Uh-huh.
may have worked 1 or 2 hours extra. So they keep
Totally.
binding you back to limitation.
Yes.
Yes. And how you can slowly start to leave that, as well as, like I said, your nervous system, your breath work, gain more clarity, is simply you need to start seeing where you are a subject matter expert.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to talk very meta level here. Even though it's all energetics, I'm going to talk meta level here because I find a lot of times people get stuck that they want to do something, pursue a passion or a hobby as a full-time job, but then it's always like, oh, like in the physical realm, I don't have enough resources to support myself. Well, instead of saying that, you should be doing research.
Mm-hmm.
What are the resources available to me? So for a prime example I'm getting right now is, let's just say example, you work at a marketing agency. And marketing is in prime right now, digital marketing. Everyone wants to be marketed. Every small, medium, large corporations, everyone needs a marketer. Everyone needs a virtual assistant.
Yeah.
Everyone needs one. Okay, now you have all the skills for it. You have a really good background with a marketing agency. Are you good at people skills or are you a subject matter expert? Are you simply just good at, SEOs, posting things, social media manager, content creation? What are you really, really good at in that part? Once you figure that out, then you can start figuring out, okay, what does the market look like here? If I were to go forward and I were to become a consult for marketing, who can I bring in? How would that look? Start writing it down. Start taking notes. Because the thing is, there's no reason to get caught up in perfection. There's no reason, because that's also a matrix limitation placed in you, telling you constantly you're not perfect.
Oh.
That you're not perfect. Oh, it needs to look like this. Well, you know what? Tell them to screw off.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't know what you are meant to look like and what you are meant to be. So start making notes, do your meta level research, see what interests you, see what the schedule looks like. Is it flexible? Does it require travel? Do you want to travel? How can you incorporate that? And so forth, and start looking at it. And also, when it comes to stepping out of heavy matrix relationships, I always say this, and people look at me like I'm crazy, but I really feel like divorced people are single-handedly saving the planet.
I love this.
Because they woke up and realized this isn't working. Bye.
Yeah.
No, this is not working for us. And yes, it may be very painful. Sometimes you have to walk away with children, walk away from years of memories with, producing with that person and so forth. But you are saving your frequency and the planet's frequency by not staying somewhere where you're restricted. You are allowing yourself to move freely. You're allowing yourself to be your authentic self constantly.
Yes.
So every time there is a relationship that's not suiting you and you're hanging on to it, whether it's romantic, friendship, or even an old version of yourself that you can't seem to get rid of, you really need to make a list and you need to write down what you agree with and what you do not agree with. And everything you do not agree with, you must literally throw it out the window right now. You must completely garbage that thing immediately, because now that you know, you know. And writing really helps reinforce that.
Yeah.
Because also, if you look at the matrix, they love forms.
Oh, yes.
They love to have you write down things. Like, what is your family's medical history? Because that's how they're going to predict your health. And they have you literally anchor it and write it down into a form. So writing is very, very important. It is spell casting. 100% is. But can it be spell casting for the light? Absolutely. You want to call in a divine partner? You write to them. Dear divine future queen or king. You write to your bank balance, to your money. You write to yourself. And you write your non-negotiables. And I'll give you an example. I'm very picky as an individual, but that's how I got to this level. My non-negotiables are, I don't go to events where I need to do small talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah, I felt that. I don't like small talk. I don't know what people are saying to me sometimes. And I don't like when people question my lifestyle choices because I don't drink. I'm sober. So they're like, oh, what do you do for fun if you're not drinking? And, in my head, I'm like, okay, well, I orgasm, right? Like, it's my fun is different. Sorry. Go home and have a fantastic orgasm. That's what I do instead of getting drunk all the time.
Yeah.
But, just those things. So that's my non-negotiable. I will not go anywhere where I need to do small talk with anybody.
Yeah.
So those kinds of things, it is the little things. It is what you think is mundane. Like, for example, if you're fed up by taking a public transit, write it down. My non-negotiable is that I will not take the public transit. I will drive everywhere. And start looking for cars. And just immediately start looking for cars, because something is waiting for you. You just have not accepted it as your reality because you've been so caught up in your limitations.
Yeah. Love this.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you. But yes, but you have to be careful, right? And that's why writing helps so much because it just pours out, it
Yeah.
just pours out of you, and you're able to physically see your subconscious blocks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely taking back that power in doing so, for sure. And Gia, for the listeners who are just like, I could listen to Gia speak about this all day and I am ready to just, blast through these limitations.
Yes.
What would the next step for them be in finding you, working with you in whatever capacity that might be?
Mhm. Yes. So, my username on TikTok, Instagram is all opulence with Gia. My website's also opulencewithgia.com. I am on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Again, same user, opulence with Gia. And you can connect further with me there. I currently do have promos on for Akashic record readings, and I am starting to do one-on-one sessions with Mother Agua as well. So if you're interested, you can definitely send me an email or you can simply DM me on Instagram. I hang out there the most. And don't be shy. Even if you just want to say hi to me, you can always DM me.
Mm.
And I would be really grateful for that. But that's how you can connect further with me.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I will be sure to put those links in the episode details. Anyone listening, you have got to experience the beautiful Mother Agua. She is amazing. Just speaking with you, dear, I still feel like I'm receiving those beautiful energies, which is quite intense, but so gorgeous. So thank you so, so much for coming on to the show and for speaking with us. I know that listeners are going to get so much just from listening to you today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm so, so grateful. And this has been so juicy.
Yes, yes, so juicy. Thank you so, so much. Like I said, I'm going to make sure we pop all of those links in the episode details. Thank you, beautiful listeners, for enjoying another episode of the Spiritual Catalyst podcast. And remember, if you did enjoy this, please consider leaving us a review, following us for some more beautiful episodes in the future. Talk to you next time. Bye.